Hi there. It's Diane Evans with StampingWithDiane.com. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the interior. So if you're watching this, you have purchased the monthly card club with the autumn leaves. Now, next month we're going to be using, oh my goodness, how can I forget this? Stars at Night. And it'll be using the old holy paper. And honestly, it's going to be a fun class because it's got lots of real good goodies there as well. Awesome. So let's just skip on right on down to the desktop and let's see how to put this together. So you are going to need this. You're going to need the bundle actually. And when I say you're going to need the bundle, you kind of do. You at least need to have the stamps, because if you do not have the stamps, it's going to be very, very difficult to do this. But you can always substitute it for any kind of class. I always say that that's one thing that you can do. Now, I just on my iPad, I want to make sure that I've got this where it's not going to flip off on me. And I've got the cards here. All right. Another thing that you're going to get in your kit is the makings of the 3 cards. Plus, you're going to get your half a pack of the designer series paper that has been cut with this designer series paper that we needed for your cards. Also, you'll get the distress tile 3D embossing folder and your own adhesive back speckled dots for this. Awesome. So then another thing that you're going to use on here, I don't know how that got missing, but you're also going to be using the ribbon. And I have already gone in and done, well, I haven't cut the ribbon. You're going to be using some of this ribbon, and you're going to be using also the regular ribbon as well. Now there's one card that I did that I've got the ribbon on, and I think in this particular video I'm going to turn around and not do I'm not going to put the ribbon on it. I'm just looking for that other ribbon, roll of ribbon, and I don't know where it was right here, and now it's not. Isn't that interesting? Okay, well, we'll just go along with this and then we'll carry on. All right, so the first card that we're going to do is the one with the pecan pie on the background. Now, also, these are photopolymer stamp sets. I do have a pad of grid paper here, so make sure that you grab your paper piercing mat in order to do that. All right, so what you're going to need here is you have your card base. You're going to need the inside of the card. Now, I have given you lots of cardstock to play with this to do the stamping of the images. You have one piece on the inside, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to stamp that with Pretty Peacock and these particular leaves. Now, I didn't go in and do the veins on these leaves, but I'm just going and putting this right down here on there. Now, if your Pretty Peacock is very, very juicy, what you're going to want to do is you are going to want to rub off some of that ink. All right, so we need one of these on here. And now, because I am using a different color with the same stamp set, I'm going to come in and make sure I've got that good and clean. All right, and then we're going to use copper clay. The majority of these cards, oops, this is the inside of the card. This is, you know what I'm thinking? No, that's the inside. Now, there's 2 pieces that are the same there. Now, with that same stamp, you're going to go in with your copper clay. I'm going to need this, and we're going to stamp those same stamps with that one as well. Now, you can go ahead and use the dies if you have the dies. And I am just going and to fussy cut these out. so that it just shows that you can do that. Also, you have included in here in the instructions, it talks about doing this and die cutting it out. But if you don't have the stamp set, it's not going to help you at all. So I'm going and I'm putting the autumn, this particular sentiment, and it's autumn teaches us that change can be beautiful. And how true is that of autumn, right? So there it's like that. And then, okay, so we've got that. And then I'm just going to come in and just going to quickly fussy cut these leaves out. Now they happen when they're in a die cut. They stay together. You can, if you're fussy cutting these out, you can turn around and separate them if you want. It seems strange to have 4 leaves on the front of a card. To me, it does. So you could change the picture is going to show both of these on there. So let me just go. Now you've got all this extra left. So I would hold on to that and then you could give yourself an extra sheet. I believe you would get an extra sheet with what's on there. So we've got that part all done. Those are the pieces. And then we have these 3 pieces of designer series paper. And what we're going to do is we're going to layer that onto this part here. Now, the best way to do this is to use your grid paper. And I will show you how I would do it. And it's entirely up to you. I would take the centerpiece, which is this piece here, and I would make sure that that's in the middle. So this is 4 1/4. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9 1/2. So the center of this one, we are going to have at 4 1/2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is centimeters. Because that's what I've got my grid on. So I'm just going to come in here. And I'm just putting that at the center part right there. In the center about there. And how I could do is quickly go down. And this is just going to move over just a bit more. Just like that. And that's getting us in the center. And then you're just going to space this in evenly in between. I find that that's the easiest way is to put that there. And then you know what your, what the distance is in between there. Okay. And then we'll put this one on. This is very frustrating for me. I cannot find that that ribbon. I'm looking while I'm doing this and it's not going very good. Okay. Then I'm just going to go in. Let's put this in the inside. And you could put anything that you want on the inside of this card. If you don't like. I just thought the pretty peacock is going to kind of match out with the inside of the card. If you want to do that in copper clay, you can do that. And of course, you can turn around and use different ones as well. So this is just going to center on here. This designer series paper is absolutely gorgeous. Just there. And then we have this saying is going here. Now, like I say, this ribbon is going to go across here. And I'm going to actually just grab a piece of ribbon. And you'll see that it's kind of messed up a bit, but that's okay. I'm going to have it down below it. I have this set up for tomorrow's class. So, all right. So that's just going to go there. And then we're just going to have another piece go down here. And that's just going to go right. And you can see I tried stamping on here. So let me just go. I'm going to attach this to the card base. And I'm using my tear and tape. And I'm also going to come in with this beautiful foil copper ribbon. And there's a right and a wrong side to this as well. And I'm just going to go in and put some tear and tape on here as well. You could do this with glue. I'm just thinking the tear and tape would be the easiest at this point. Oh, shoot. Okay, let me try that again. I'm just going to come down. You know what? I'll just do it actually with the glue is what I'm thinking. So I'm just going to come in, take this tear and tape off. And you know, if it ravels a bit or frays a bit, that's okay too. That kind of adds just to the character of it. All right, so this is just going to go across here like so. And you know how I can do this is I could actually put this across here. And just do it right across there. And then I can put this ribbon on there. And let's just put this ribbon on. Just going to trim that down like that. Put that right across there. And then just bring it to here. And then I'll cut it off there as well. And then this piece here is going to go on with, whoops. Let's get this off of my desk. This is going to go on here. We're going to do it with dimensionals. And you know, the beauty of this, when it's a ribbon, you can actually take it off of there. So I'm just going to come with some dimensionals on here. And I've got my leaves. Now at this point, this is where I'm thinking maybe the 4 leaves is not the right answer. So this goes here. I've got these leaves that are going to go right under here. And then I'm thinking to myself that only 1 leaf here. And you know, I'm going to split that. Always come up with different things after. There we go. I actually, that's entirely up to you if that's what you want to do. Oops. And that's not card 1 yet. So then at that point, I know I have them here because I just double checked before I went live on here. Now we're going to also do that with your gems. We're going to go ahead and put the gems on there. And that's these gems as well. This one doesn't even look like it has the gems on the instructions. So there's card number 1. Like I say, we could go ahead and maybe even if you wanted to, you could put it where it's closer down at the bottom down there. That's entirely up to you. All right, card number 1. So card number 2 is using this. It's using the Moody Mauve and Copper Clay. So we're just going to take it like this, and this was run through with the exposed bricks. So we're just going to layer that onto this Moody Mauve. And it's amazing. I don't know. I'm going to actually do it this way. And this is a preference, which way that you do this. Just going to go on here. And then this piece here, this designer series paper, goes off right off to the right hand side. Now, if you wanted to, you could use this side as well. That's the beauty of this paper. It's so pretty on both sides. This is how my front looks. All right, so then on the inside, I'm just going to go in with the, I think this is an oak leaf. And let's go ahead and put that on here. And I'm going to come in with the thankful one. With a grateful heart, or I'm thankful. I think I would get more if I used I'm thankful. I would get more use out of it. So it's a longer stamp, and you want to make sure that it's relaxed. I'm just going to put it onto this sentiment. Just like that. And then also on the inside, we are going ahead and we are putting the oak leaf on there. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that on like so. And if you want, what you could do is you could turn around. It looks like there was, just going to go in and stamp this as well. Just like that. And then that's going to go on the inside of the card. Like so. And then now I think I neglected to give you some of this ribbon for this particular card. It didn't show up in the instructions. What I can do is I can turn around and send that to you. It's just going to go across here, and then I'm just going to just loop this. I just saw that now and I apologize. Just take that there. We're going to put that on with dimensionals. It's just going to go on here. And then these leaves are like they're falling. So they're just going to go on here as if they're falling off of the tree. And just like that. Actually, I think what I'll do is I'll bring this one up here. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to just put this one here. Use some dimensionals on all the rest of these. There, and one here as well. And then what you're going to do is then use your dots. Like I say, I can't find those dots. They were on this table. I would put a dot as it shows in the diagram. So that's card number 2. So card number 3 is a fancy fold card. It's a bridge fold card. This one's got a lot more work to it. I'll just go through and just show you some of the stuff that's on there. Now, be careful when you open this package because there's lots to it. So we have all of this. This is the bridge fold itself. So what you want to do is you want to go in and fold this particular way. And on the back, this has a part on the back that you can do all the writing. So when it opens like that or opens up like that. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to come in here and this piece is going to go here. Now, I kind of wanted it, the whole purpose of this was to kind of give a bit of where you're going to kind of, I think my whole thought process on this was like a faux patina sort of idea is what I was going for. So I'm just coming in and just doing just a tiny bit of sponging on here, not a whole lot. And I'm doing it in both, whoops, the copper clay and in the Pretty Peacock. And this definitely gives that copper clay or that faux patina look to it. All right, so we have that. You also need, in this particular card, you're going to need some copper embossing. So let's just put this part right in the middle. And by putting this in the middle first, it's allowing you to center it. You're not going to have any issues with it. Then these two pieces here are going to go on in a bit. This piece is on the back. So I'm just going to come in, and where this is going is it's going on here. And we're going to, here, I'll just put this on for now. This is just going to go across here. And this is allowing for some writing on this particular card. So just write like that. This piece here is going to have, we're going to actually come in with this double one, and we're actually going to stamp that in the copper clay right down in the corner where it's off a little bit. Just there, because we want lots more writing on this particular one. Now I'm going to show you something else that the instructions say to do that I'm thinking to myself, I would rather not do it. It was a great idea when the card was getting put together, but afterwards it really isn't noticed. And it's a bit of a headache to do it. All right, so this is just going to go here. Now that's the back for the writing. Now on here, what we want to do, this is a technique that I had actually done. It was with featured embossing. So all we're going to do is we're going to take that stamp set that we had, that autumn stamp set. And I don't need to do this with my embossing folder. My embossing buddy, but you can. So you're just going to wipe these off. And all I'm wanting to do, like I could go and take my Versamark pad and stamp all over in it. And I just want a tiny bit of the copper embossing on there. And to do that is almost easier to just stamp with some words. You're not going to be able to read those words at all. Just like that. I'm going to come in with my copper. Now this is part of the metallics in there. Now let's see, where is my, okay. So I'm just going to come in and just get a tiny bit of this. And this is highlights embossing. You know what? That's going to be a nuisance to use that. So it's on some parts of it and other parts, but honestly, it just sort of gives that added touch to these stems on here. And let's do this one as well. This one, like I say, is the card that has way more things happening to it. All right, and then I'm going to need this again. And what I'm going to do is I am going to, on this part here, on the pretty peacock, I'm going to do that thankful. I'm thankful. Or you could put any expressions on there. We might as well get all of this ready together. But I'm going to do I'm thankful again. And I'm just going to kind of off to the right just a bit. And I'll use that as well. And then we have all the Versamark and the embossing powder that's done there. All right, so just bring in my heat gun. We'll use our take your pick tool to make sure it doesn't go flying away on us. You'll see that it's just on certain parts. Oops, we don't want that to go. And just by taking that word stamp, we're just getting a tiny bit. Like I say, it's just touches. Now, if you went and you took your Versamark and did it, you would have gotten more clumps on this particular part. So I think this just sort of really sort of sets it off. And then I can go ahead and do the I'm thankful on here as well. I can say this is copper embossing powder. I guess you could use gold if you don't have it, but the Stampin' Up embossing powders all come in the metallics, so they come together. All right, so now let's put the card together. So we have this piece. Whoops. What we also need to do is I need to stamp. We're going to stamp. I don't know if this is going to be enough, and maybe it was smart to give you that other piece that you had here. I'm going to use this other piece first. So I'm going to go and I'm going to stamp one in copper clay. I am going to stamp one of these oak leaves in the copper clay. And then I'm just going to quickly clean that off. And then we're going to use the pretty peacock as well. Put that off to one side. And then the pretty peacock, we'll do the same colors. Oops. And also in the oak leaf. Now, we would use the dies to cut this out, or we can quickly fussy cut those for the ease of this video. I think what I'll do is I'll just quickly fussy cut those out. And yeah, so when you fussy cut, I know a lot of people don't like fussy cutting, but I found that a lot of my people that are local now have really gotten to the point of fussy cutting. It actually works quite well. For the in-person class, I probably would go ahead and cut these out for them. Normally, I think two, just because of changing the colors and that. And I think with this particular stamp set, I think you have to use these beautiful colors that are involved in here. Go, let's do that. There we go. There's the 2 oak leaves. I don't even know what kind of leaves these ones are, but I'm just going to leave them together because the veins themselves are together. Like I say, this card is your fanciful card and is good for doing a lot of extra stuff on your card. You always have to have one card that's more difficult than the other, right? Okay. Sometimes the fanciful card is a lot easier than some of the other ones, but it's so nice to be able to see to do this. All right. So then those pieces are going to be going on after, but then I want to show you this part. So we can go and I can put these same on here, or I could turn around and put them on the opposite colors. So that's entirely up to you if you want to do it that way, or if you want to do it where they're actually on the colors. And I know in the picture they were on opposite ones, but I am actually going to put them onto this matching color on this one for this particular class, for this particular one. Like I say, they can be on different ones. But you'll see how that just sort of finishes it off, gives a tiny bit of a copper on there because you don't want too much copper on there. Now, on the other part of this card, it states to take a piece of that ribbon and fray it. I didn't find that this ribbon frayed very well, so I am going to skip that part completely for this card, but the instructions are on there showing you how to do that. So like I say, I'm just going in with the same colors. And we'll do it on this. Now you also have a leaf that is cut from the oxidized copper and Pretty Peacock paper. Very pretty paper in there. All right. So those are all ready to go. So now it's just a matter of putting the card together. We have the sentiment done. We've got the back of the card done. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this strip here and you are going to put it there. This is to 5 1/4. Yes. Oh, right. Okay. So when you put this on, what you want is this piece is to come within this side here. And the reason being for that is because you don't want it to extend out past your designer series paper. So I'm just going to put this up here. And this is going to go here. So you can see, whoops, I did not want to, oh, look at that. I am going to take this off completely and I have to change this. I am going to, this was wrong. So let me just grab that other piece. It happens to be 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. Let me grab one more piece because I made a mistake. Okay, this is going to be, I don't want this to show up in there. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take my embossing buddy, and I am using that on here so that that doesn't stick there. So what's going to happen is you are going to have this piece go in the inside part of here. So it's coming where it's less than that. Now I'm hoping that that doesn't stick. It should be okay. Then what you're going to do is then this part goes over top, and that's why you don't want that right to the edge. So we're just going to put this designer series paper over top, and that hides that whole mechanism of the bridge because you don't want that part showing. Just get rid of that one. And we'll do the same with this one. And just like this. You know, when we do these cards, this card was probably done about 2 months ago. All right, so this is where I said that I had some of this frayed ribbon, but you see I struggled with this frayed ribbon. So you could put this ribbon on here if you wanted to. But you do not need to. And I don't think it really adds that much to it. So I'm going to go and I am putting on all of these because I want to pop that up, is I am coming with dimensionals. And I'm going to have the 2 oak leaves aren't going to have the dimensionals on them, but these other leaves will. And we are also going to put one on here. All right. So the oak leaf, let's do the copper clay one over here. So I do not want any glue going on the outside. So I'm just going to glue down the center of this. Just like so. And then on the blue one, just going to come on here and have that go like so. And then this oxidized one is going to go on here. And then at that point, you can then know where these can be trimmed off. And I'm just trimming that little piece off and this little piece off there. All right. Then this piece here is actually, we're going to just slip that right underneath there and put that on. You could have put this on before if you wanted. So I'm just going to slip that underneath there. This way I can put it where I want it to go. And let's go ahead and put this one here. We're going to go up a little higher. And then this piece can just go down here. And that's why you want that part covered. So there's that part. Then you're going to come in with your gems. And I would suggest to put one here. It shows you in the picture. One over here and one wherever else you want. And I would use the copper clay ones that are there. So that's card number 3. So it has the backing here. So we have card number 2 and card number 1. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. We're doing Stars of Night next month. If you are going ahead and doing it next month, just let me know. What I could do is if you didn't get that piece of the copper, I can make sure that the copper gets sent to you, or I will give you a discount off of your next class. Awesome, you guys. Thanks so much. I really do appreciate that. Let me just get back up here. There we go. Awesome. Thank you so much.